Kingdom fam, as we have been breaking down the concepts and prerequisites related to kingdom marriage preparation, I wanted to give you all another injection of knowledge and something to think about today as we journey on this kingdom marriage prep series, okay? The purpose of the preparation season is really to prepare you for the assignment over your life that you will fulfill in marriage, okay? It is not something that you can do. You cannot stumble into a kingdom marriage without a season of preparation. If you tuned into last week's video, our second installment in the series, we spoke about what happens before the ring, okay? That season of preparation that every believer must endure before you are even deemed ready, okay? Ready to enter into said union. Without the preparation season, you have no former knowledge. You have no deeper understanding of what will be required of you. You really have you can't even conceptualize what you're stepping into without that preparation. The preparation season reveals who your spouse is, or it could reveal who your spouse is, or the type of person that you will marry. It reveals things about yourself, about your personality, and how it will complement your spouse's. It reveals the things, the heart postures and attitudes necessary for a successful marriage, okay? The preparation season lays the foundation, the building blocks for a successful marriage, my dear, which is why it's so important that you all understand the purpose of the preparation season, despite how painful or arduous or difficult it may be, despite how weary you get in the waiting. You are actively being processed to succeed, to thrive, to prosper in that preparation season, okay? You were locked and loaded at the right place at the right time. If you clicked on this video, it was not a coincidence, okay? My name is Samara Barrett. I am your host and founder here at Healed Woman, and we are a growing, thriving community of believers on fire for two things. One, we're becoming women and men, kings and queens of extraordinary faith, worth, and valor, and we are overcoming toxic mindsets as it relates to love and dating through Christ-centered recovery. My dear, my king, my queen, you're in for a real treat today, okay? And I promise it's going to be a quick one because I know I've been dishing out some pretty hefty, lengthy words, but I just feel the Holy Spirit. He just takes over. You know, like I have my notes, I have my iPad, but he's just like, no, keep going. So I'm like, okay, Holy Spirit, let's go, okay? Speak through me. Just take control, okay? So what was supposed to be a one-part video has now become a two-part, which is totally fine. So last week, or the last video in this series, was talking about before the ring, okay? Kind of what needs to happen after you've been processing your singlehood, but as you journey into the preparation season. And today I wanted to kind of wrap up some points that I missed in last week's video about some concrete, okay, benefits and the purpose of said preparation season. So let's just dive right in, okay? One of the main things that I've identified is that the preparation season is very purposeful. It is not for nothing, okay? It will absolutely serve a purpose, a very intentional, necessary purpose as you enter into this union, okay? A kingdom marriage is not to be played around with. A God-ordained marriage, a prophetic marriage is not something to take lightly. It is a covenant. It is a vow, okay? A lifelong vow to take care of this person's soul, spirit, and body, okay? So this is something that you need to be prepared to enter into. And in this season where God is absolutely pairing his children, it would behoove you to be as prepared as possible so that you can be as successful as possible through God's eyes. We're not doing this for man's approval. We're not doing this for likes, for kicks, for whatever, okay? We're doing this for God's approval, for God's pleasure, for God's glory, okay? He will get the glory from these unions and we will just reap the benefits, okay? So first on our list of some of the main things that you get out of a preparation season, you learn to discern and follow God's voice. It is one thing to hear God, but are you listening, honey? Okay, are you listening for the Spirit? Are you tuned out to the world and tuning in to the Spirit? This happens through fasting. This happens through dedicated, devoted, intentional time in the Spirit. Are you tuning down, turning down the volume of your plate and turning up the volume of the Spirit so that you can hear what he is even saying in this preparation season, so that you can begin to discern what are the things that I need to begin putting away permanently, or at least in this season, as he increases. What do I need to decrease so that he can increase and he can tell me the things that he needs to share with me in this hour? So it's one thing to hear his voice and then to actually allow yourself to be led by it, okay? So God absolutely speaks to us from the end to the beginning, okay? We can only see what's right ahead of us, but he has absolutely prophesied. He speaks the end to the beginning, and we are at the beginning walking out to the end, which means he has an expected outcome. He has a result. He has destination, and the purpose is really the journey, okay? The preparation is part of the journey to that destination. God is more concerned about the journey than arriving at said destination, but he has both, okay? He reveals the destination and he takes you on that journey to purpose, okay? So this preparation journey before the marriage, this preparation is going to end in marriage. So what are you doing to get there? Okay, what are you doing to make sure that you can be the best person, the best version of yourself on this path to spiritual evolution, on this path to maturity, on this path to being able to steward over this person's soul? He has an expected outcome. God has an expected outcome, which means he already has some steps and plans in place to prepare you to get to that outcome. And you need to be spirit-led to be able to get there, to even journey there, to let your feet move to where your heart knows it belongs. Man, that's powerful. Will you allow your feet to move in the direction that God is leading you in, that your heart is being stirred toward, okay? The preparation season aids in this ability, okay? Second on our list, before I move on, God will do the presenting. So if you're worried about how am I going to get there? How am I going to meet my spouse? How does he know I'm in this preparation season? I'm ready to meet him now, and vice versa, for the kings being prepared. Don't worry. God will release you to pursue. God will release you to be presented. You just have to focus on the preparation, okay? You just have to focus on doing what he's telling you to do in this season so that you can be prepared and in position to be presented or to pursue. Okay, my dear? Now we can move on. So the second element, that is present in this preparation journey, it allows you to deepen your intimacy, okay, before your commitments change. Man, that's powerful. I'm so glad the Holy Spirit was like, come back and do this list, because there's actually a lot that we can glean from this list. Your life, your entire life, honey, will change when you enter into covenant. And so the Lord wants to use this current season of both singleness and marriage prep to really pour some new, fresh insight, fresh vision, okay, revelation knowledge into you before he releases you into the care of that person. Your relationship with God needs to be so solid, so grounded, so firm, unmoving, unshakable, okay? I think it's immovable and unshakable in him. Your faith needs to be in him. Your identity needs to be in him before he can release you to take care of another person's soul, before he can, appoint you the task of someone's spiritual leadership or spiritual evolution. You need to arrive to a place where you do not have wavering faith, where you do not have faith tossed about like, the waves of the sea, okay? Where you have built your house upon the rock and not upon the sand. And this preparation season aids in that. Right before you are released, my dear, you have to be found faithful. You have to be found grounded in the King before you can even serve your earthly king, okay? So the purpose of the preparation in this way is that God is going to call you to do things that will draw you closer to him right before he releases you. What does this look like? You're going to be called to pray and fast more. You're going to be called to turn down the volume of your flesh. You're going to be called to put aside fleshly pursuits for a season, for a long time, for the purpose of entering into your marital bed pure. Okay, so that looks like a season of abstinence. If you have not been successful in waiting, he will pull you through a season of abstinence. Okay, definitely right before you enter into union, into covenant. Okay, he wants you to enter into that union pure of mind, body, and spirit. Okay. He's not going to release you to someone who is being loose sexually. That does not honor him, okay? And for those who really struggle with that, take it to God. Pray and fast more. He's going to give you the tools you need through prayer and fasting to be able to abstain for a season so that you can enter into your marital covenant pure and undefiled, okay? Renewed, restored in him. A born-again virgin, if you will. And so he's going to call you to a season of probably changing your diet, of changing your lifestyle, of making physical room for this person in your life, okay? And these are all things that must happen first spiritually so that you can even begin to implement them in the physical. Come on, Holy Spirit. Things must occur spiritually. You must be made aware of things spiritually before you even enact them in your physical life, okay? So if he wants you to live a healthier lifestyle, you're going to start implementing those things in your singlehood. If he wants you to be able to carry a child to term, okay, that is impacted by your health. If he wants you to be able to enjoy, satisfactory, pleasurable kingdom sex, that's impacted by your health. Okay, so he may be telling you to change your diet, but it's not just, for superficial means. It's because he wants to birth something through you, and you need to be a healthy vehicle for that. He's going to call you to intercede on behalf of your spouse. Okay, he's going to call you to do some things that seem unconventional, but they're purposeful for this preparation journey. Okay, he really wants you to begin to walk as if you're already married, as if you're already in covenant, because this is how you practice so that when you enter into covenant, it's a smooth transition. It's not this big upheaval. I mean, marriage is going to change your life either way, but the transition will be smooth. The crossing over will be smooth. You would have already began to walk as if, talk as if, act as if, okay? You would have already been training for a season, okay? Walking for a season. Embodying that new version of yourself, embodying the new traits that you desire to perfect in marriage, those heart postures that you need to perfect in marriage. And if both of you all are preparing equally to receive each other, how beautiful will it be when you all actually come together and you've already been walking as if you're a divine partner already. It will definitely aid in the crossing over, in the transition, okay? So God is definitely getting you in tune with who he wants you to be in your marital life, in this particular reason as to why he deepens your spiritual dependence and intimacy before your commitments change, okay? Because your commitments are going to change. You're going to be spending a lot more time with this person. You're going to need to spend more time with God as well. And you will be spending time in God's presence with this person, okay? So you all need to have that firm foundation separately so that when you come together, it's blissful and nothing but, okay? You will absolutely need prayer and the tools developed in fasting and spiritual warfare, overcoming spiritual warfare in your marriage. And these things are developed in singlehood, in the preparation season, okay, my dear?